So what advice would I give to somebody who is looking to get into content creation? This is a question that I get a lot, and it's not something I talk about a ton in my videos. But over the last couple years, I have picked up a few things that I wish somebody would have told me when I started doing this. So you want to make videos for other people to watch. You want to know what it's like to have a viral video, or what is a viral video anyways? Well, let's talk about it for a second. Now, I started really making videos about 1.5 years, just about 2 years ago, with the sole purpose of being able to talk about the stuff that I really love and I'm really passionate about with other like-minded individuals. I just wanted to create a small community of people who just love the stuff that I love, really, and that's what it came down to. So how did I get here? And what is here anyways? Well, here is some advice that I have learned that hopefully helps you. Now, just as a side note, I actually did go to film school. I went to film school way back in 2004 when they actually shot everything on celluloid film, before stuff like this, before digital and that sort of stuff. I genuinely have a love for telling stories, but you absolutely don't need to know anything about filmmaking in order to do this. In fact, let's start with what I would consider the first rule of creating videos for the internet for other people to enjoy. Why are you doing it? This sounds like a really silly question, but it's a question that almost nobody asks themselves. And the answer to that question is likely to be different for just about everybody. And for me, it was about telling a story and creating a community. Every time I sit down to shoot a video, which is multiple times a day, yes, I have a real job that's 9 to 5. I do all of this stuff after hours. But when something sparks interest and I think, oh, that would make a really great video, the first thing that I ask myself is, okay, so then what is the purpose of this video? Is it cool information that maybe people might not know? Is it something I find overly cool that might bring value in some way to the community that's watching it? What is the purpose? And I'm going to tell you right now, bluntly, if the purpose of your video is to go viral, that is not a good enough answer, and it's very likely it won't cut it. So always ask yourself, why am I doing this? Now, the second rule that I've created that almost nobody follows, and this is why most people don't succeed in content creation, is repetition. How do you get people to watch your video? Well, you just make hundreds of them. I shoot and post anywhere between 2 and 4 videos a day, every single day. Now, granted, they're shorts, so they're, anywhere between 60 and 120 seconds long, but that still takes time, right? But if you are doing it every single day, what happens? That's right, you get better at it. You get more efficient. You find new and faster ways to edit, to shoot, to set up your lighting. Every time you post a video or a piece of content, it is a learning experience. Remember that. It's no different than working out. You're not going to go down and rip some curls and then all of a sudden have 24-inch pythons like Hulk Hogan or something like that, right? You got to do it over and over and over again, and then eventually you start to see results. For me, it's all about workflow. What is the fastest, most efficient way that I can tell a great story, create a video, edit it, and get it posted? I can tell you exactly how I do it, but that works for me. It may not work for you. So find your perfect workflow. Find the right camera. Find the right editing software. Edit your videos every single day. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it, the faster you'll be able to do it. I remember being overly intimidated to start making videos for the internet because I thought God, it's going to take so long to shoot this stuff and then import the footage and then edit it on my computer. And I realized after the first viral video I ever had, that doesn't matter. The very first video I ever had go viral was actually shot with this thing right here. And not even with this good camera. It was shot on the front-facing camera. That was eye-opening for me. I don't have to shoot everything at 4K and 16:9 at 24 frames a second. None of that matters. The story is what matters. And then I went from editing on my computer to editing on my iPad to editing on my phone. And now I have been editing everything on my phone with a program called LumaFusion for like a year and some change. So I shoot on my phone, I edit on my phone, and I post from my phone. If I want to make content, I use this device here, which is always in my pocket because it's my phone. I have this nice wide angle lens that's on there, and I have a wireless mic. That's it. Everything else is self-contained. Now that's my workflow, and that's what works for me. And yours could very well be different because it just depends on what suits your situation the best. Now, so far we have the reflective question of why are you doing this? Why are you making this video? Secondly, workflow. Make videos every day. Post videos every single day. And you want to know what? I'll tell you the raw, honest truth. Nobody's probably going to watch them. And it's going to hurt because the first like 20 videos or so, you are going to spend a lot of time on. And you're going to be incredibly proud of the time and the effort you put into making those videos, only to get 10 people that watch them, 2 of which are probably your parents or your siblings or close friends of yours. But that doesn't matter because you're getting your practice in. That's what matters. It's actually all that matters. Now, third, and one of the more important things, is authenticity. And this is a place where a lot of people get in trouble. They see trends, right? You see these trends and you're like, oh man, this topic is doing really well right now, so I'm going to make some videos on this topic. But it turns out maybe you aren't super well versed in that topic. People sense that. Trust me. Think of something that you absolutely love, that you could talk about all day long, every day for the rest of your life. That is what you should be making videos about. It's pretty obvious what mine is. It doesn't matter if it's gardening, if it's video games, if it's collecting cassette tapes. It doesn't matter if you are a surge protector aficionado and you know everything about surge protectors. If you talk about it and you talk about it with passion because you know about it, people will sense that authenticity, thus being attracted to what you're creating. So keep that in mind. Authenticity is a really big deal. People will completely see through you talking about something that you don't know about. So we have the self-reflection, we have the repetition, you have the authenticity, and one of the last and most important things to remember is not setting yourself up to fail. And what do I mean by that? Well, don't set some crazy, unrealistic goal for yourself because chances are you're not going to hit it. You're going to feel like you let yourself down. And that's very likely to lead you down the path of stress, burnout, and eventually just quitting. Once my content really started rolling, I started like setting these goals for myself where it's like, I want to hit 100,000 subs on YouTube and I want to get to 100,000 follows on Instagram. And to be totally frank with you, all of those goals are meaningless. It's nice to set goals for yourself. You want to have a goal, but if you follow just the first set of rules, reflection, authenticity, and holding yourself accountable, all the other stuff will come. Trust me. It may not feel like it, but the most important piece of advice that I could give anybody that wants to start creating videos is learn to enjoy the ride, because the ride is actually where all of the value is. That's what makes you fulfilled with what you're doing. It's what keeps you from being bored. It's what keeps you from burning out. And eventually it's what keeps you from quitting. Having goals are great. And it's awesome to have these goals further down the road. But let me tell you, from somebody who has hit their goals in the past, once you hit that goal, it's just a goal. And you just have the next one down the road. And you realize that the journey to that goal is actually what made it so enjoyable. If you learn to appreciate and enjoy the process and the journey, you'll never get burned out. And I could almost assure you, you will be successful with what you were doing. And those are just a few of the things that I have picked up on my journey in creating video content. Now, obviously, there is so much more to learn about this sort of stuff. And that's one of the things that keeps me pushing forward, is knowing that every day I'm going to learn something new. If you remember that you don't know everything and that you have a ton of space to grow and learn as not only a creator, but as a parent, as a sibling, as a son or a daughter, or as a friend, or a husband or a wife, if you understand that you can always grow and you're always looking to learn something from somebody, then you do have the keys to succeed. Now, I can go on and on about this, but we actually have a live stream tonight. So thank you for hanging out for another episode of Tofer Talks. And if this is the sort of thing that you enjoy, hit the comments and let me know. Leave me some questions if you have any. I am more than happy to answer them and let you in on all of the things that I have learned in my journey that I am enjoying so far. We'll see you guys next time.